Happy Monday! So today I want to talk about the worst diet for ADHD kids. So probably many of you are going to hate me for saying this, but the truth needs to be told. And I cringe every time someone tells me, oh, we eat a healthy diet, because I know it's the worst diet for kids with ADHD. I've seen so many kids in my own practice that they become malnutrition because the parents feed them a healthy diet that's low salt and low fat. Sorry. And so it's low salt, low fat, low calories, and full of all this healthy junk. So you might ask, but it's the healthy diet that everyone talks about and was told to follow. Shouldn't it be good for kids with ADHD too? The thing is, the healthy diet that we've been following or been told since the 1970s are actually backed by fake science. So it's basically no one knows what they're talking about at that time, so they just come up with something. So from magazine ads to TV commercials to doctors, families, friends, and even nutritionists, they're all telling you to eat low calories, eat low fat, eat low cholesterol, eat low salt, eat sugar-free food, eat whole grains, eat whole wheat, and so on and on and on. But did you know it's the worst diet for kids with ADHD? And I'm going to start by talking about something that I call the healthy diet dilemma. And I'm going to bust off these and explain why the conventional healthy diet is actually harmful for kids, especially kids with ADHD. So we'll have 5 points that we're going to talk about. So number one, the healthy diet restricts calories unnecessarily. Calories does not matter. Calories is a man-made concept that the body does not even understand or care. What the body really understands and cares is the real nutrients, things like vitamins, minerals, amino acid, glucose, and fatty acid. Those are things that the body understands. And because these are also things that the body survives on. Your body doesn't survive on fake stuff. The other problem with focusing on calories is that you're not focusing on nutrients. So that means that you're going to end up eating all this healthy junk food that is within the low calorie limits. So you're actually missing out on a lot of the essential nutrients like vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that you can only find in real food. And then number two, the healthy diet is low fat for all the wrong reasons. Fats are good, and fat matters even more so to your kids and kids with ADHD. Kids need fats to build new brain tissues and organ tissues, and your body can only get fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K from fats only. So a low-fat diet essentially is deficient in fat-soluble vitamins and energy. Also, dietary cholesterol is not the cause of high cholesterol or the cause of cardiovascular disease either. The 300 milligrams a day of cholesterol limit is actually fraud and is supported by no studies. And in fact, your body makes 85% of the cholesterol in your blood in response to the inflammation caused by excessive carbohydrate intake. So the question you should be asking is, why is your body making so much cholesterol? And by the way, children do need cholesterol in the diet because cholesterol is needed to stabilize cell membrane, including the brain cell's membrane. If the cell membrane is unstable, the cell cannot function properly. It's kind of like driving a car that is falling apart. And then number three, the healthy diet is low salt. Low salt intake is a huge contributor to minerals and electrolyte deficiency seen in kids with ADHD. The growing child needs sodium chloride or salt for proper biochemical functions and also maintaining normal blood pressure. So try to focus on unrefined sea salt, things like, what was that? Any kind of unrefined sea salt, Himalayan pink salt, or whatever. Oh, Celtic salt is actually one of the best. So those kind of salt, you'll be able to get a lot of the minerals because those salt retains the minerals from where they came from. And number 4, a healthy diet is excessive in carbs. People everywhere eating things like beans, whole wheat, whole grains, thinking that these are the magical healthy foods. But I'm sorry to burst your bubbles, but granola, brown rice, whole wheat bread, whole wheat pasta, and beans that we eat nowadays are so highly modified genetically that our human body cannot recognize and process. That's the reason why people nowadays are having so much problem with the intestine and in their health. And besides, remember a couple videos back we talked about the ADHD brain doesn't process carbohydrate well. So trying to feed your child a healthy diet that is full of all these processed grains is actually going to do more harm than good. And the other thing to remember also is that gluten sensitivity is very common in kids with ADHD. In fact, there's a studies that show I think 15% of people with ADHD do have celiac disease, and 15% in the ADHD population. In the general population is only 1%. And then number 5 is all these low calories, sugar-free diet food and beverages, they're actually poisonous. The studies that show these artificial sugar that are safe to eat by humans are actually paid for the manufacturers themselves. So, and the other thing to think about is the reason why this artificial sugar has no calories is because it's something that the body cannot recognize. So if the body can't recognize and can use, obviously there's no calories to burn. And the other thing is more new studies are coming up now that is showing a lot of these artificial sugar-free or artificial sweeteners actually trigger the same, stimulate the same reward center in the brain. So it still can cause the sugar cravings in the brain even though the manufacturer is saying that these are safe and have no calories. So basically these artificial sugar, even though they said they market it as something healthy, but it's the same thing that it can still increase your risk for insulin resistance and obesity. And in ADHD, this means that the brain will have an even harder time to use the sugar and carbs from the diet. So basically, the healthy diet or the conventional healthy diet is not so healthy after all. And the diet that kids with ADHD should be following or eating is one that should be low carb, high fat, high protein, with no processed food, including healthy junk, which are food marketed as healthy, but in fact they're still junk. So there you have it, the worst diet for ADHD kids. So I hope you find this information helpful. Let me know what you think and comment below. Remember, ADHD doesn't doom your child to a life of underachievement. You know your child is bright, full of potential, and deserve the best. In fact, many of the world's greatest inventions and discoveries are made by people with ADHD. And I helped my crazy wild child who couldn't read or write when she was little with the 4 steps that I laid out in my book, Eat to Focus. And she's now a merit scholarship student majoring in pre-med at Loyola Chicago. So stay strong and keep believing in your child. Don't forget to check out the Eat to Focus book at Amazon.com to learn about my ADHD mom story and the 4 steps that I used to help transform my child and help her reach her full potential. This information might help change your child's future too. So thank you for watching today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.